We see these Abaddon carries come out when there's something like this lasso that you can just remove. If you have a good start, Abaddon is an early tempo carry, but a lot of it comes off of having a good lane into a Radiance, and then you play fast. See, does get the top rune, and Ember needs this creep wave. So, I mean, if you can kill him here, that'd be amazing. But I imagine he just plays it safe till he gets his Remnant, and then that'll be the end of your aggression. Here comes Speed. They're going to try to make it work.
Ooh, Kiyotaka's in some trouble, but he's got some help from Panto. Now the Sleight of Fist into the Searing Chains, and RCY is under the Tier 1 tower. They've got the cookie, but the Pulse is doing the work. Mira's going to drop low and end up dying here. Panto might be next. They finally get RCY, but that is a high cost of business when you lose both supports. Give up the first blood to the opponent mid. And, I mean, honestly, that is real good for Wildcard with the position they've been in the side lanes.
Yeah, I want to say that works out for Wildcard. It of course hurts to lose your Leshrac mid, but I do think you need these supports to get online, especially as we watch Fade here get taken down by Mira and Nightfall. You need these supports. I was hyping up their level 6s, and with the way the lanes were going, all right, it was looking like they were going to be slow to that, especially if this Wisdom Shrine gets stolen, but good priority here. Well, actually,
steals it.
Him out.
Oh, that's so good here for Aurora, and if they can get these follow-up kills, that would be nice, but Speed's also here. Here comes the Dawnbreaker for the Sword Guardian, and they've got the initial glimpse, so that'll send the Dawnbreaker back, but they got Bignum and Fade. They don't care. They got what they came for, and they got the Shrine.
What I thought was going to be Wildcard supports getting their level 6s, you know, starting to recover off that mid play, it now looks like they're going to be the ones a level or two behind Aurora, which is always a very painful place to be when you have a bounty hunter.
RCY, he's getting attacked by Kiyotaka, but they've got Bignum, and they might have themselves the lockdown and the kill. No, not quite, but Kiyotaka playing on a knife's edge. They bring Nightfall in, and what do you have to deter this Nightfall Ursa? Not much. RCY gets ripped apart. Bignum might be next. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains to get the lockdown. They've got the little shredder, but the Aphotic Shield comes in from Yamsun. They'll go to the glimpse. It's on a Nightfall, and he is in some trouble and in too far. There is no BKB for you, so you cannot TP out. Still working on level 5. I mean, honestly, both supports would love to have this 6, but they are both getting to 5, which is just so tough. They're going to go for this Abaddon. Yamsun pops the borrowed time, but the Sands, they don't go that deep, and if they can get this lockdown, they'll get this kill with ease, and Nightfall even shows up into the fight. So down goes Yamsun, and they get this kill into the Abaddon. They do not lose Panto, who is playing aggressive onto these Wildcard heroes that were inside the jungle either. We need a marketing team out
Basher, here. No BKB. I can't Nightfall if I don't have a BKB.
Good move by Toronto Tokyo. Just goes to the low ground, and they're going to try and secure this 14-minute shrine. And they should be able to get it, but there's a remnant in from Kiyotaka. Sleight of Fist here in chains, and then he'll lock up this Undying. They go to the ulti from Toronto Tokyo, who gets a double kill immediately on the feet in the Bignum. And now, who'll look for the rest? They hit the lasso. It's on Yamsun. Abaddon's going to be in a lot of trouble. He'll borrow some time, but there is not enough left from Justin Timberlake to really survive. Toronto Tokyo with a triple kill here, and if you understood the JT reference to a movie that was amazing,
and this is why if you have a good time, you take these towers, you build this early gold lead, these kind of plays are just more likely to work out in your favor, and you're going to continue to grow the gold lead. 8K now. Ooh, Bounty Hunter is on the enemy team.
Ooh, Mortimer's kisses. Oh, like Mortimer's snowballs right there, and then Speed ends up dead, and Yamsun, he doesn't even have his borrowed time back yet.
If they continue to find kills like this, but he does have the BKB queued up. Maybe he likes the Nightfall. It's his signature move. How many other players have a signature move?
I don't know, but Toronto Tokyo with the ulti. So no way he gets away with this one.
No way.
But
Are you kidding me?
No way. Come on, Toronto Tokyo.
Staying in the trees.
Smoke's broken. But again, it's got to start with Static Storm.
Though?
Static Storm. All right, Kinetic Field. This might just be one kill. But it's a track kill. They got the glimpse. Kiyotaka, though, he's still here. And, well, Toronto Tokyo is the only one dead so far. And that might be all they get. They're going to try and take the Tombstone, but Nightfall, he's got the track on him. The Cookie's going to go the other way. Sleight of Fist lands on a Bignum as well as Speed. Nightfall on the run for a second. Scatterblast, the turnaround. Nightfall going in. A Aphotic Shield. That'll pop. Fade still alive. Still working with a decent amount of health. but here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. Nightfall down quite low, but he's got an Aegis. He doesn't really care if he loses that first life. He hasn't even done so yet, and Nightfall jumps right on top of Speed. He wants to go for the Disruptor. He'll find himself in the hands of Yamsun, and still has not lost his Aegis. Finally, a Shuriken toss takes the first life. They'll hit the glimpse at a Kiyotaka, but Big Gnome, he'll be killed off by Panto. The TP attempt here from the Disruptor. Ooh,
I think he's gonna make it.
That TP bar is long. I don't know.
Yeah, he's so dead. He's so
15
dead.
health, guys.
He's literally burning right now. He is gonna tick down.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. That's.
Do you think he can finish the BKB?
That's pushing it, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not
I think
low of an MMR. That's crazy.
I think you GG out if that happens. I think part of the reason he was doing it is because he had the Aegis for safety. So he's like, you know, I can get the Basher first. But now that he lost his Aegis, he's like, okay, I'll get the BKB. Since they're looking really good, right? 15K up at 20 minutes. So really, you just need to not throw. Which is that this?
This might be a decent fight for the side of Wildcard, but the chase is on. Mira, they've got the glimpse, and this should be a kill. It's a trap kill. Anything they can get right now is something to be happy about. They're tracked on a Nightfall, but the turnaround looking for Big Gnome. No, the blink into the lasso. It's on RCY. They will get the Lashrak instead, and Nightfall, he is quick to pop this BKB, ready to go in on a Yamsun, but turns it around as the borrowed time ends up popping, and now Big Gnome, as well as Fade, just throwing the decays out there. They've got the Static Storm, no, on the range. Now the Solar Guardian drops down. That's going to heal up this Ursa more than they can do the damage from Wildcard. You've got Kiyotaka wrapping around this fight. He's got himself the remnants. He goes to the Searing Chains. He should be able to get the kill on his Speed. He will. And now they look for the rest. Fade's in trouble. He falls too. Nightfall gets that one and looks over at Big Gnome. It's a double kill for the Ursa. And the TP attempt with the Yules is there. And that is a kill and a full team wipe for the side of Aurora. That is Kiyotaka's Yules that stops that TP out.
Upon reflecting on this game, no matter how it goes, this is the issue with revealing that the Undying offlane is paired with a Bounty Hunter. Aurora was able to look at that, know exactly what they're going to land into, and Nightfall gets to say, Ursa is going to outscale, and he's going to be perfectly fine in the lane. At least you're finding another kill on Toronto Tokyo, but here comes Nightfall with that BKB.
They just ready to go on RCY. They drop down a Tombstone, which they're going to rip up and get themselves an easy extra bit of gold here for Mira.
God, he's got to give that to Nightfall. He's got to get to the Basher.
He's not even going with the Basher anymore, by the way. And they've also got the lasso here onto this Bounty Hunter who can't do anything else but end up dead. And Nightfall, he has changed his mind again. Uh-oh. That is not where they wanted that to really end up for them. Kiyotaka's tracked up. They're going to pop that ult on Fade, but then the cookie away for Toronto Tokyo. They hit the lasso. It's going to be onto the Undying, who really won't have a chance to survive. And now the chase is on for the rest of the team. The Sleight of Fist comes through. They go to the Yules, and Speed's going to try and throw down a Static Storm to save the rest of his team, and it maybe did so. But there is a remnant off to the side. Can they find Yamsun? No. He TP's away. But are the rest so fortunate? RCY hiding within the trees and able to juke his way to, at least for now, more life.
Trying to find something here. It's a little desperate, but they're in a very desperate situation.
RCY, Big Gnome, there is the ult coming in from the Dawnbreaker, and they've got the Spirit Vessel onto the Batrider, but it just does not matter. Panto's not going to die. RCY is next, and that is going to be another kill here for Kiyotaka, who is godlike. Mortimer is number one in my eyes. Big Gnome moving forward, and Scatterblast hits on a Yamsun. Cookie to the back lines immediately onto the Disruptor, who is just not going to have a chance here to really get off much, because he's also got Kiyotaka on him. They get the kill on Big Gnome. They'll look over at Yamsun, who's already popped the borrowed time. Mortimer's Kiss is flying through, faded with that nullifier. They hit the lasso, and Dying is caught, and that will be 3 heroes down on the side of Wildcard as Aurora roaring forward and not really giving Wildcard a chance to play their hand. Don't say such a thing. Remnant into the Searing Chains with that chain gang. And they've got Yamsun who popped the borrowed time to get out of the lasso. And the Scatterblast hits, and Big Gnome's dead. I don't even know if he knows what hit him. Now go for Speed, and Kiyotaka's just in. The Mortimer's Kiss is flying through once again. More so a deterrent in its usage this time around, and RCY is going to be sitting up top, not near where this fight might break out over mid, but a Remnant and this Axe is going to make sure that RCY doesn't feel safe that close to these fights. And
I don't think
GG
he
is going
feels
to be
safe
called
anywhere.
a little anticlimactically, but Aurora, they take game 1 in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it probably happened earlier. I think both teams know the true victory happened earlier, but props to Wildcard. You got to play it out. You got to make sure. Yeah, I think a lot of this does come back to the draft. I think you can't give such strong heroes like the Dawnbreaker, which is very stable. Like, into whatever you try to counterpick the Dawnbreaker, she's going to be okay. All right, Medusa does not care about having her strength stolen from an Undying. And then even if you don't pop your ult, she's just really tanky with the mana shield, so she usually lives through the chronosphere. Diffusal, what other play is there? You really just have to walk up to towers, which Medusa's actually pretty good at dealing with thanks to the early split shot and the Mystic Snake. Supports with the glimpse make it scary.
This is a problem for speed. They drop down the Tombstone, but there are 3 heroes here. They do have the Snapfire wrapping around from behind. They will get first blood on Panto. Now they got to focus up this Tombstone. They get another 150 gold into the hands of Nightfall. But they've got the Snowball, the Cookie, the Gorgon's Grasp. Do they have the damage to get the kill on a Big Gnome? No, they lose Mira, so it's a 2-for-1. Nightfall did help to get a kill. It's actually Aurora who are going to be walking over to potentially go and get this shrine. This is what I talked about, having this tag team, and this Satyr is going to see it. But you can see it, but can you stop it? Fade, he's going to be cookied away. They've got the glimpse. They'll have the damage to get the kill here onto the Undying. But now he may have just fed over a Tombstone for another 150 gold, and that is there for Kiyotaka.
Epicenter?
They look for the Epicenter. They've got the Sandstorm down. The Pearl Strike lands. Kiyotaka's in trouble. The Body Box come in, but they've got themselves a Snowball. This time the Shrine is going to the way of speed, and they will kill Mira. However, you know, that is a kill and gold again from another Tombstone. You might be a little upset, but this seems to be the meta, is these helms. Ooh, mid lane, Kiyotaka kisses the Epicenter, everything thrown, along with the kitchen sink, and Yamsun even coming through, but there's the shards, forcing the chrono, but he's not able to get through the shards currently, and now you've got that Solar Guardian. The Tombstone comes through. It's under the tier 1 tower. Toronto Tokyo trying to get away, but now they've got that kinetic field from Panto. Toronto Tokyo chase. Blood grenade thrown over. They need some extra help, but they just don't have it. Toronto Tokyo ends up dead. Mira is going to be next on the list, and that is a good fight. Although not the cleanest of fights, but a good one overall for the side of Wildcard.
In the end, the only real downside is that Medusa is getting space to farm right now, but otherwise you got Shadow Fiend, you got Dawnbreaker. Uh-oh, maybe giving up one more kill to the Glimpse, though. Stuck around a little too long.
Pretty tanky. Turn around, Nightfall's here. He's got one, but Hand of God and RCY, Gorgon's Grasp, that's connecting. They don't have much more just yet. Ooh, Kiyotaka, you need to be careful.
Save the timings. And now the question is, what can you find with that Flame Dagger? There is still this ticking time bomb of the Medusa, who has been farming very well. Yamsun.
Yeah, that's
Static Storm to finish
Static
the job.
Storm for you. That kill for Kiyotaka is...
They want to try to get the Medusa as a response, but she is tanky, and there is a Dawnbreaker ult. Scouted by the Satyr, though. She's actually low on mana.
Got the mana low. Nightfall is dead. RCY with the Blink Dagger closing the distance, getting that gap close and the kill.
A little tough to calculate, especially with the Snowball save in combination.
They want to go mid. We got a couple of heroes waiting off to the side, but RCY walks into this knowing that he's going to have a retaliation available. Easy kill. Easy bait, honestly. Deterring RCY from committing out of that kill initially, but they can still look to chase and maybe finish him off if they can find the blink into the burrow strike. He's got the blink available, and he blinks to the wrong spot as he goes past the tier 1 tower. So Panto has this opportunity to maybe respond. They finally get the kill on Amira. They go to the glimpse. They've got themselves a kinetic field and the static storm. They go to the hand of God. They have the damage with the raise and RCY, but the blink past the tower puts himself in those vulnerable 4 seconds.
So they feel okay waiting things out. On the side of Wildcard, I think they probably feel a little bit more pressure to try to do stuff, and they're smoking right now.
It. Bro strike epicenter, tombstone down, trying to get the Medusa, goes into the stone gaze. There's the chronosphere, but they've got the glimpse. Do they have the damage? He's in the sandstorm. They've got the snowball that lands. But do they have the follow-up? Not a lot of mana left, but they go to the arcane boots. They've got the stun. They go to the Requiem that lands on so many of these Wildcard heroes. Panto finally falls. Nightfall trying to stand his ground, but he doesn't have the mana. They'll end up losing this Medusa. Fade dead, back alive immediately. They find the Dawnbreaker. Toronto Tokyo saved for a moment with a snowball, but the sandstorm still going. Toronto Tokyo out of the low ground with that celestial hammer that just gets him away, but the burrow strike connects and they get a kill onto the Dawn.
This was like 100 health going away from a team wipe on either side.
They're trying to get Yamsun at the same time with that glimpse, but Yamsun turning this around, snowball the other way. Yamsun's in trouble, and he's got time walk, but he does not have a chance to use it. All right, maybe not that low, but you know what? I'll believe it. I'll say 3%. That's fine.
3%'s a lot. DOTA. You go from 50% to punch.
Glimpse, BKB, and the Walrus Punch. Burrow strike, looking for the epicenter. Kiyotaka. He's got a BKB of his own, and he's finally going to pop it and turn the other way. Nightfall's coming into the fight as well, but they go to the blink. They've got Panto nearby. Yamsun looking for an opportunity to maybe throw down a Chronosphere, but they look to get the kill on a speed. The Hand of God was used. They get the kill on the chin. Now they've got the Burrow Strike. It lands on Amira. Mortimer's Kiss. Nightfall being kited a little bit, but now Mira backs off. Mortimer's Kisses once again. They go to the Stone Gaze, but they throw out this Chrono. They've got to heal, but they need to give this guy some mana. They'll turn this around. Nightfall, he's got a little bit of mana left in that pocket. They go to the hit onto Yamsun with that Walrus Punch. They get the kill on the Faceless Void. 2 heroes are gone. Fate falls after him, and down goes Mira finally, who bought so much time in that fight. But the Chrono immediately just does not matter. Big Nope spotted. Mira is looking for it while the Medusa is taking that mid tier 2, and they will Requiem right on top of this Bignum Snapfire and get a kill.
Nightfall on his own during this, though.
And speed. As Nightfall's getting chased, yeah, you said it. They just have this Aegis, so they're using all this time to get both supports, but now they got to go over and help out their main god. As he lost that first life, lost that Aegis, he's trying to take tier 2 by himself. They didn't even need to use Chrono for that, but they do end up using the epicenter at the end of the day.
Just gonna hide in the trees. I am a tree.
Work. They know you don't have a TP, guys.
Don't look. They're bringing couriers. They're bringing couriers.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't know.
Don't move.
This is the only place he can be, guys.
Might need to move.
This is the only place he can be.
Oh, God, Yamsun, where are you? Oh, no.
Honestly, a heads-up read from Kiyotaka. He's like, this is the only place he could possibly be. I don't know that I'm hitting my raises, but I'm just going to keep doing it.
Methodical.
Clean escape.
Yeah. Epicenter, they're going to try for it. I mean, this is last ditch, right? They'll go BKB, Chronosphere on the edge, Static Storm, that's used, shards. Maybe giving Yamsun life there. But
still, that was all your big ultimates.
Speed is in trouble, and they are also moving on the back lines. Miro looking for Fade. Cookie's not going to get him away from the snowball that's coming through into the RCR with the Burrow Strike that lands on it too. They're doing the damage with the epicenter pulsing in, but now Yamsun comes back in with a time dilation. They always get the gun to Miro, they get the gun to the Tusk, but Nightfall is still here. Fade is in trouble. The Raise lands. They get the gun to the Undying, who will be back thanks to Ceaseless Dirge.
That is, that is rough for Wildcard. This is the point where the epicenter and the Mortimer's Kisses, fantastic in the early game, but they really dip here in the mid game, especially Blink Hex, Shadow Fiend. Instantly taking out RCY. There's your second life on Undying gone too. I think that might be it, Beacock.
He's got a third one. He's got buyback on
one more.
He can come back. He can come back. I respect the want for megas. Dawn has got some help here from Panto. Yamsun again. Was that with a TP? Does he not have TP? No, he does have TP this time. But,
He's been
he gets pushed up onto the high ground. Panto, you put him there, and now he's going to time walk down to the low ground. Panto's still alive, and finally gets the kill, but Yamsun's dead to Toronto Tokyo. And that will be a dead Void for 85, but has buyback.
That's megas. You have Chrono. One final defense here. 33k down.
You're going to need to think about using it soon, but this is a problem. Fiend's already dead. He buys back. There's the Chronosphere. Comes through on the feet. They go to the
It's pretty good.
All right. Kiyotaka, Mira dead. Money in the bank. Now they look over at Nightfall. Stone Gaze the attempt. Toronto Tokyo is here. Scatter Blast hits. Nightfall, not a lot of mana though. Toronto Tokyo in his face with BKB being caught by RC1. They go to the Static Storm, and now still the Medusa alive for now, and they should be able to get the kill here out of the Medusa, who's dead for 100. RCY though, Kiyotaka in. They finally hit the Solar Guardian. Toronto Tokyo into the face of Yamsun, who has to force-step away, or get force-stepped away. RCY though keeping up. Kiyotaka, he is in trouble. He just fought back. They need to get this kill, and they will take him out. He's worth so much gold in the way of Wildcard as they found themselves Panto. There's the glimpse back onto RCY, but Speed's right there. And now they're still looking to get the kill onto the Disruptor, but he is running down the river while the chase is onto Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah. But what if they wrap around and get Kiyotaka, who doesn't have buyback?
And you're talking my language. There goes that tier 4. Somebody's gonna have to react.
Hide in your tombstone.
Gotta be soon. Burrow Strike, there go the kisses. They're gonna try and get this, but the Static Storm is gonna be on to the Snapfire, who has that refresher, who wants to get those, more of those kisses out, but Yamsun is just dead. No buyback. Epicenter, can they get more kisses out there? Can they get anything going for him? There's the kisses, but they've got the Solar Guardian. They win the kill on Mira, and they will take the first life away from Nightfall, but they just do not have a Faceless Void. And that is what is making this oh so tough. Burrow Strike lands on a Nightfall. Walrus Punch coming through, and that lands on a Fade. There's another Solar Guardian sliding down to RCY with a Requiem right in his face. They kill off Fade. They look for RCY. GG is called. Aurora are going to take the series 2-0. Well, they'll be 1-1, but they knock Wildcard down to 0-2.
Game-winning catch there from Kiyotaka. The Blink Hex to just make sure Faceless Void does not get to contribute in that final fight. Yeah, I think their early draft was a lot better, and the way they played the early game, but it is still slighted against Wildcard, where Aurora is just such an experienced team, right? So as they're facing this pressure,